once he comes on. My next question was for him too, to piggyback off of your conversation about the portrayals.
Oh, good.
What's it like writing these iconic characters?
I'll leave that to Naveed.
Yeah.
Could you repeat it one more time because the connection
Yeah,
was kind of
that's fine.
on my end.
What's it like writing the iconic characters? We talked about the actors and the portrayals, but would be nothing without the writing. So, is there a certain pressure you feel while writing these fan favorite characters, or do you just what's your process like?
Well, I think like one of the pleasures of working with Brian on this project has been that he and I would discuss the entire story, and
Mhm.
then we would break down each of the acts of that particular script. We would set up the scenes, like Act One, Scene One, etc., and then Act One, Act Two, Act Three, Act Four, Act Five, and then I would kind of fill in how to kind of write out the entire dialogue and the scripts and the details there. What I've never done before, I've written prose fiction, I've written comics, never written for genuine performers like Brian, like Ben, like
Mhm.
Nancy Mazzari. So when we were writing the scripts, it was incredible just to imagine that someone else is going to be saying these out loud, that they're going to be acting this out loud, and just
Mhm.
imagining them really helped inform the writing process as well. Um, that's one thing. And the other aspect, because we're so deep into the Phil Jimenez comics from his run in Wonder Woman, his original graphic novels with Wonder Woman as well, um, you get a sense of the diorama that he always brings into each of his panels. Like he designs his scenes in a way that it feels like a set design. It feels like he's kind of, you know, designing things in a way that's so cinematic and translates so easily onto the screen. That really helped. So, just being true to that alone, yes, there's a pressure of that, but as Wonder Woman fans, that's just absolute, fun right there.
And your whole team is spread across the world, like members of contributing members to your project and your team. What's it like working with such a distance? What time is it there right now, Naveen?
Well, people are gonna love this. It's 1 a.m. It's 1:40 in the morning
Oh,
right now. So yeah, I think it's in the afternoon, or it's 11 a.m. on your end, right, Brian? Is it?
Yeah, it's funny
yep.
because we have Naveed and I have we kind of have a standing Sunday morning appointment. So
Yeah,
it's 6 a.m.
yeah.
my time, and then what time is it your time? It's like
Usually
8 p.m.
it's like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. when it's like daylight saving.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
So yeah.
one of those times we would switch and like it would be like 8 p.m. my time, and
Mm.
then was it 9 a.m. your time?
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah. And I think
So
uh the way you worded it on through emails when we were reaching out to people, you're saying how, between the two of us, the Team WonderBoy is like always there 24/7
we're
around
Yeah,
the
open
world.
24 hours a day. We're
yeah.
constantly available. Yeah, it's really funny, but here's the thing is that and I know this is cheesy and kind of hokey, but Marston's message, the whole leading with love, the whole, finding out what
Yeah.
love is, that being the crux of this entire project, I think that it's really resonated and had a ripple effect through every aspect of the project. So people just seem
Yeah.
happier.
Yeah.
They just seem kinder. They just seem like things are easier. And I also think that this project is more of a it's it's like we're playing in a sandbox all
Mhm.
together. We're all figuring out,
Yeah.
okay, how does this work? Because none of us run a studio, none of us are studio executives. We just have a
No.
passion, but we also have a skill set. So we're bringing the passion and our skill set to the sandbox, and we're just playing with each other. And I gotta say, it's becoming a really beautiful game that we're coming up with.
I love that.
I agree with that.
Like I said, Wonder Woman, Wonder Boy worldwide.
Yeah, so the time zones don't really affect us.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you guys found a workaround with that. We have contributors from all across the globe, and it is becoming increasingly difficult for me to carve out that time. But when you
Right.
have a passion for it, you find the time.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so you both have mentioned that there's no studio backing for this.
Mm-mm.
Do you pay your performers?
I do.
Oh goodness. Oh boy.
I do.
Is that out of pocket?
And they're all
It is.
with SAG after.
I was half expecting you to just nod.
Yep. Here's the thing is I I wish that I personally could pay everyone more because they're all worth more. There have been some people that I've just been like, here's a little something else. But my thing is that whatever energy you put into something, it's going to manifest. And the
Yep.
kind of energy that we're putting into this, I am very, very hopeful that it's going to manifest into a point where I can pay them what they deserve
Yeah.
because everyone on this is so deserving. They have put in time, effort, skills, talents, and couldn't have done it without them.
And also, can I just chime in, Brian? The some of the contracts that I was kind of privy to or I've seen, you gave almost everyone like the SAG after contracts, so
Yes.
they were like official documents there.
Yeah. Yeah, we are trying to keep everything above board here and be
Mhm.
as
Yeah,
professional and follow the rules as possible. We want to A friend of mine once told me, he said, you want to put yourself where you want to be. And
Mhm.
so my
yeah,
thoughts are is if we put ourselves into a SAG aftra level project, if we follow the
yeah.
rules that SAG aftra and AGMA and AGVA and all
WGA.
the unions follow, then it gives a certain gravitas. And the feedback that I've gotten from people on our sets when they see uh, the the sides that are handed out each time shoot, when they see the call sheets that are handed out for each shoot, when they see
Yeah.
craft services or people actually having dressing rooms, and they go, oh wow, this is more professional than some of the indie shoots that I've been on.
Mhm.
And that's the kind of feeling
Yeah.
that I want to give them because I want everyone to feel respected.
That's amazing. That takes a lot of work and passion, and I commend you for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Um, Let me see. Let me check my notes here. I kind of got off my list of questions because this conversation has been flowing so greatly. So,
Well, we're very excited to tell you
Thanks.
about some future
Yeah.
stuff too.
okay. Well, we already um I have a personal question while watching your trailer and your samplings that you have online.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How did you achieve the flight landing thing? That's fun.
Oh.
That was so convincing, and I was like, I was trying to dissect it, and I want to know if I'm right.
You're probably right.
So it was
Yes.
so can I just say something? I think it was like actual superpowers, right? You use like the power of Athena and Aphrodite and just use that.
Yeah.
That was like the easiest way to do it.
Which is
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah.
uh,
Um,
um, yeah, so I have a background in I've done a little bit of stunt work.
mhm.
I've studied four forms of martial arts, but I also was a dancer for, you know, like a decade.
Yeah. The
um,
gracefulness of the dancing did
yeah,
show in the
so
landing.
all of those things contributed to how that was created, but at the end of the day, Justin Phillip, he was the DP on that project. Justin Phillip, he runs Dogtime Productions, who he is so amazing. I met him on a shoot. He was one of the additional DPs on the shoot, I think it was for another unit. And I saw how he set up shots and how he got the looks and the coloring and the depth. And I was so impressed that I kept it in the back of my mind. I was like, man, I gotta work with him sometime. I gotta get him on Wonder Boy. And I did. And I was so proud of myself. So he and his team shot that Superboy episode. And they have a very dramatic, more modern take on it, and I liked it. It was something
Yeah,
different than the tongue in cheek that Wonder Boy usually is. So
yeah,
he gave it a little more gravitas, and I said, "Here's what we'll do. Since we're on this construction site, and there are already scaffolding set up, let's use the scaffolding as part of how we'll make these stunts." So all I did is I just lowered myself from one of the scaffolding very slowly. And I used my feet, and I used a little bit of that dance background and a little bit of that stunt background to land, and I made it look real.
Yes. Uh, I assumed it was either this or like holding yourself up and then going down like that. But great. It looked really good.
Thankfully, I was strong enough to do it. And we kind of did the same thing for Superboy when he landed. He
Yeah.
just used the scaffolding to jump down and land.
He remind me, he landed a little more abrasively though, right?
Yes. And we did it
Yes.
on purpose to
that was
show
Yep.
the juxtaposition
yeah,
of
that was
Mhm.
purpose.
character.
That was
Yeah.
purposeful. That was
Yep.
purposeful.
It came across as much because I was going to say when Wonder Boy landed, it really reflected who he is as a character too. He's more careful. He's
Yes.
more
Yeah,
careful, not just like careful, but he cares about everything he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good way
Yeah.
of putting it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good way of putting it.
Um, how has the fan reception been so far?
Good.
Yeah.
Um, I would say fan reception has been very, very positive. We even have like on Reddit, I believe, like a fanzine that came out recently highlighting um, that particular episode with Superboy,
Hmm.
and as well as like other things as well. So yeah, like so far when I'm interacting with fans online, they've just been so supportive and like throwing questions about what's going on with the rest of the characters and things like that. So I'm trying to keep things a little bit non-spoilery, but
Hmm.
yeah, the response has been positive.
Yeah, I have to be quite frank. I was expecting not a good response. I was expecting a lot of criticism, a lot of
Yeah,
critique, a lot of negativity, and it's
you
just the
think?
opposite.
I was thinking that we get more hate
I did too.
because right? Because they'd be like, "Oh no, like what are you doing? Why is there Wonder Boy in this?"
Yeah.
Is that why you were afraid of negative reception? Just because of Wonder Boy, or
Um, I personally was afraid of negative reception because anything that's new, quite often, like if it's different or new or unusual, not traditional, people are very quick to critique and give their thoughts online. And quite frankly, online has become a place which um trolls trolls
yeah,
are just given license to say and do whatever they want without
yep,
any consequence or thought going into the person that it's going to land with.
yep,
And so I just immediately assumed, all right, it's going online, people are going to tear it to shreds, but that's
yeah.
not what happened.
I'm very happy
and
that's
I'll
not what
just
happened.
I'll just say this outright. Whenever you're doing anything with LGBTQ plus characters like Wonder Woman and everyone else related to her,
Yeah.
I'm writing from Dhaka, Bangladesh. There's usually a lot of backlash for something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just yeah, like didn't receive any of the things that I thought we would be receiving. So
Same.
Mhm. Good. That's good. Leading with love. Um, have you taken creative liberties with the story?
Creative liberties. What do you mean?
Well, you have a lot of Wonder Woman characters in the show. You have a lot of DC characters in the show.
Uh-huh.
Wonder Boy isn't as explored as some of the other characters you have represented. So you have more creative liberty with him, but connecting him to those other characters, especially when those, so with those other characters, um,
Yeah.
do you get a little more creative with how they interact with Wonder Boy, or do you kind of stick to their character
Can I just answer
more?
this?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I just answer this? Yeah. So I would say one of the most liberating things about the story that we're writing is that when Brian told me about the story that he had in his mind, brought a lot of his own personal experiences to it. So that I thought connected and resonated with the Bobby Barnes character so well. It fit with what was already in the comics. So there is some freedom and liberty there, some creative license that was taken, but it just connects so well with the existing characters that
Mhm.
it felt seamless. So there was that's
Yeah.
for Bobby. Yeah,
Yeah, I would
go
say
ahead.
you're right. The creative license that I personally took with this project is within Bobby's family. I even, and you'll find out soon, his grandmother, I gave her a
Yeah,
nickname, and the nickname is from my own grandmother. So I
yeah,
did incorporate my family and my experience into Bobby's backstory, but again, like Naveed said, I think that it works really, really well with the family unit that was established.
Mhm.
Um,
in those issues.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I wouldn't be surprised if I have a lot in common with the writer who Bobby was based on. However, with regard to the
Robert
characters
Christian.
within the DC universe, I have tried to be as uh, true to their original intended characters as possible.
Great.
For whenever I'm putting in some dialogue or references to the comics, they're very close to the comics themselves because
Hmm.
we're all just fans here. We're
Yeah,
just big comic nerds.
yeah,
I think
definitely.
that just translates very well here. But also, like, I always try to kind of keep this in mind that all of this is set in the Linda Carter universe. So when we start off, Slade Wilson, have to like keep in mind that this is Slade Wilson if he existed in the Linda Carter timeline. Where would he be?
Mhm.
Um, Superboy, Connor Kent, where would they be in the Linda Carter timeline? So yeah, we kind of straight stayed true to that particular element of the source material.
Agreed.
Um, you touched on Bobby being part of the LGBTQ community. Um, how intentional were you of identity, belonging, and coming of age in this superhero tale you're telling?
Very much so.
Yeah.
I think that we're very intentional with telling a story. Um, I also think that there will be elements of Bobby that are going to surprise people. They're going to assume one thing and then realize, oh,
Yeah,
that's not what it is, which is
yeah,
um, pretty much how Bobby's going to be handled throughout his entire existence that we, have him, or care. He's in our care. Um, because to me, that's kind of one of the lessons of Wonder Woman. You think one thing about her, and then you realize, oh, that's not what she is at all.
yeah. I think a lot of those themes would come into the forefront when we see Bobby interacting with some of the antagonists and
Hmm.
how those antagonists get affected by his presence.
Yes.
And there are some villains from the comics that I am really excited to see how people respond to when she comes up. And also, yeah, and also the new character that you designed, Brian. So excited to see how people respond to that as well.
New character. Is this what you're going to share?
Oh, he's already been revealed to the world. His name is Vanguard.
Oh.
And he was in the trailer that was just released on Wonder Woman Day. Vanguard is that character that he's going to connect the Linda Carter series. He's going to connect the Tom King run, and also the universe that we're existing in, and you know um, working within at the moment. Um, I think people are going to be really surprised.
So is he your only original character?
No, no, there are some original characters there as well,
Actually, yeah,
especially in
you're
the other.
right. Bobby's friends are original.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Um, uh, uh, uh,
Oh, and I'm really excited to see how people respond to our version of Steve Trevor, who I don't know if
Oh, yeah,
there has
that's
been
right.
much.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's going to be interesting too, and his son.
oh, and his son.
Uh-huh.
Because in the Linda
Interesting.
Carter universe, you see that in the second season onwards, it was his son, and that was in the 1970s. So
Yeah. I mean, it's no,
that's all I'll say about it.
it's actually no secret now that we because it's in the trailer and it's online right now, but so in the Linda Carter series in 1941, Steve Trevor crash landed on the island. Then in the
Yeah,
70s, his son, or is it son, crash landed on the
it was his
island?
son. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. He
what we did
yeah,
is
he did.
we kind of created our own little timeline, and we said, okay, well, if Steve Trevor in World War I, Chris
Steve.
Pine was there, but then Steve Trevor was there in World War II, and then we have Steve Trevor in, the 1970s. Let's make a Steve Trevor the fourth. And so we have a Steve Trevor the fourth that appears in the trailer at the end.
Amazing. Um,
and
I
and also also to like the some of the comic book diehards there. Steve Trevor has different personalities throughout the pre-crisis timeline.
Yes.
There's Stephen Rock. So in post-crisis, there's Stephen Rockwell Trevor. There's also yeah. So Steve Howard. There's Steve Howard as
Steve
well.
Howard.
We
Yeah,
have
that's
middle.
right.
We have we
Um,
have middle names for them.
and
It's not just it's not just handsome man randomly
no, and I
getting
actually
there.
found Steve Trevor the fifth, his next son
There.
too. I
oh boy.
I've already cast him. I've talked to him about it. It's just a matter of making it happen.
Yeah. So you have taken a few
Do
creative liberties there.
We did, yeah.
Yes.
I guess
Just
so.
a
I guess
few.
so. Now that you think about it,
Yeah. Um,
do you,
what?
do we get to talk about some of the upcoming casting,
Yep.
or is
That's
that
what
a
the
super,
my
or is that
next
a superhero
question
secret?
was. No, my
Okay.
next question was your future state, your projected goals for this project.
So we have a few things, a few irons in the fire. First of all, we have a short film that we want to shoot, and it's an actual short film, like a, a really nice sized short feature-esque type of deal, that we want to get in under 30 minutes. Um,
Hmm.
it revolves all around this new villain that I created named Vanguard. Um, and what it does is it wraps up all of those mini episodes, gets us to, I don't know, sort of, give some resolution to everything that you've just seen, and then put you on the path to, okay, where does he need to go now? And so
Yes.
there will be multiple things, and I mean multiple things happening in this short film. We're going to see the new villain, how he lands within the sort of
The Wonder Woman and
socio-political
DC hierarchy.
landscape.
Yes.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman hierarchy. We're going to see the Tom King characters make an appearance. We're going to see how this group of villains is going to shape Wonder Boy's future, where Wonder Boy's future is kind of going, um, how Veronica Cale fits into it. There's a lot, the mythology of the gods, even how do the Amazons fit into some of this? So it's going to set a tone, and we're going to leave it there, and we're going to see if anyone bites, because we already have plans for not only a series but also a feature length film. The series will kind of can pick up where what we're doing left off, but the feature length film is going to be the culmination and put him on a very specific path of leading with love.
I think that also ties to the theme song that was released with the teaser, the proof of concept teaser,
Oh
where
yeah,
we talk about a new hero for a new era.
a new
So
hero for a
there's
new
that.
era, definitely. Because this is a kind of a new kind of hero.
Mhm.
It's not something that people see every day. It's usually so very black and white with masculine and feminine heroes. And we're
Yeah.
seeing something that's, somewhere in between.
Mhm. Um, and one thing that does compel too is there's more talking involved. It's not always like fist fights.
Yes. And
Yeah,
don't worry, you'll get some good action coming.
and good. I wasn't worried, but for
I,
those action junkies out there, I'm sure they'll be happy to hear that.
Oh, yeah. There's some real good action coming in this short film.
All right. You both were grinning when you were talking about that. Is there anything that you can share that is not spoilery, uh, in more depth with those
uh,
projects, like storyline wise?
hmm.
Mm. Um,
I'm compelled to say no, thank you, but but
I have to
but
try.
but but
I love the
but
Tom
but
King
but
reference.
I wonder how many people would, because a lot of people are, from what I hear, is not very fond of Tom King and his current Wonder Woman run.
Yeah.
I think that's something we kind of dealt with in the last interview that we did, right?
Yeah, definitely. And very much, how do I say this? Okay, here's something that I can spoil.
Yeah.
Um, you're going to find as this project progresses and as he encounters more and more naysayers and more villains and more rogues gallery, you're going to find that something strange happens with Bobby Barnes is that everybody wants to be his friend, no matter how angry they are, no matter how evil they are, no matter how, you know, how how many blows they go to, everybody somehow ends up being Bobby's friend. And it's something kind of magical, and it may or may not have to do with him leading with love.
Um,
I'll,
you go.
one more tease. One more tease. I think this is again like for Wonder Woman fans out there because I do believe a lot of comic book fans are watching this. The Daily Planet. Um, Bobby did appear in like after that initial issue by Phil Jimenez. He did make very sporadic appearances in the comics just afterwards, and
Mm-hmm.
we have characters from those issues
Oh yeah,
already, right? Yeah, and so there will be someone from that timeline or from those issues who might be coming up soon. You might be seeing that character soon. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah. We definitely have. There's a long game, and it's a very long game that we're playing. So I think that people will be very impressed that not only have we done our homework, but we've also crafted a story that can go for a really long time.
Mhm. To follow up a few
The
questions.
idea was,
What?
yeah, go ahead. I
I'm
was
sorry.
gonna say like the whole idea was to kind of explore Wonder Woman supporting characters who never really got to shine in the adaptations, never
Yeah,
got like their time today. So,
Mhm.
and there's so many of them, so we want to explore as many as we could
there
as they
are.
were relevant.
Bobby is like he's like the his show is like the island of misfit toys.
Yeah.
All of those forgotten characters, like Mother Juju, she made an appearance. The Camaro Boys, nobody
Don't know who
knew
any of
or
these.
really cared who they
Yeah.
were in Wonder Woman 1984. Um, what else? Um, yeah, there are just a lot of people that show up. I really want to say um, this one character, but I can't because then I'll spoil everything. Um,
Yeah, let's
which
just because
um, Bobby will also get
yeah,
an updated costume so that it will be very
yeah,
apparent that he's part of the Wonder family, and the costume's
yes.
in the end credits of the trailer as well, so it's no secret.
And also the article from the Daily Planet.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
there as
right.
well.
The Daily Planet. You broke the
That
news.
that was
Yeah. Yeah. I do have a quick question. Is Lois Lane going to make an appearance?
Absolutely.
Good. Yes.
Matter of fact, I think she's going to be in the short film.
Oh, good. I love that. I love Lois so much. Do you know who you're casting for her?
No, but we may want to talk later because I, I I've been trying to get notable people to make appearances.
Okay. All right, we could talk later.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to touch on, yeah, you mentioned you had a previous interview, and I'm not going to explore that much, but I did want to say that no matter your inspiration, you're telling your own story, and you're passionate about it, and you're showing a lot of promise with it, but that really doesn't matter because your story resonates with you, which means it's going to resonate with others. Don't let that deter you, is
Mm,
what I wanted to say.
thank
oh,
you.
Yeah.
thank you so much. Yeah, that means a lot. Yeah, thank you so much.
You were mentioning your long game. How long has the game been so far, though?
Well, funny enough, all of this that I'm doing or that we're doing was all supposed to be released within just a few months of each other.
Mm,
Um, and what I realize is time and budget. I don't have a studio behind me.
yeah.
So the time and budget is unfortunately going to require a lot more time than I thought. As far as a long game, um, the villains, the depths of the villains, and the level of some of the villains require us to play a long game because we can't just show you the level of one particular person until we've climbed that ladder, if that makes any sense.
Amazing. So how long do you think you can foresee this going into the future?
Quite frankly, if I had the money and I had the time and I had the energy, it could go indefinitely. Um, and also, I am going to spoil one thing, um,
Go ahead.
which is there won't be just one Wonder Boy.
Oh, kind of like Robin.
Yeah, I've already
Okay.
given a hint of why. If you watch the Superboy episode and you really listen to what he says to Superboy, you'll figure out. Oh, wait a minute. There's like a magical something to this, um, and he won't be Wonder Boy indefinitely because I knew I can't play him forever. Somebody else is going to have to play him, but it's a mantle.
Yeah.
What what I would kind of add to that is the issue that we're basically, using as a jumping on point for all of this, by Phil Jimenez. The title for that is called Wonder Boys, which is
Yes,
plural.
plural.
So there's that.
Amazing. Um, I did ask this question last time. What advice would you give to other people who have an idea tingling in the back of their head that they want to produce or they want to create something similar to your project? They have a passion for it, but they don't know where to start. How would you, uh, what advice would you give to those individuals who are just at that teetering point and are ready to hit the ground running, like you previously said, but don't know where to
Yeah.
start?
So my friends tell me that I have a superpower. Like in my real life, they say that I have a power of making things that people think are just not possible into something that's possible. And
That's that's true.
and it I think that my power comes out of trauma. However, it is my power nonetheless, and sometimes it's a burden. Um, but all you have to do is if you want something, just figure out the steps to get it. That's it. That's literally it. If you want to do something, just figure out the steps to doing it. That's all you have to do. It's like working out or learning how to dance or learning a martial art or learning to fix a car or you get stuck by the side of the road because your tire is flat. What do I need to do to fix it? You just need to figure out what the steps are to achieve your goal. That's literally it. So when somebody like right now, we're having one of those with press. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so we have to get the word to WonderBoy out there. How are we going to do that? I know. Let's make a list. Let's make a list of all the people that we need to target. Let's reach out to them. And here we are, like a couple months later, and now we have people that have interviewed us, that have, posted about us, and things are moving. So I would say to anybody out there, whatever you want to be, do, or have, just figure out what the steps are to making it happen and go one by one. And that's how you make what most people
Exactly.
think is impossible into something that's possible.
Perfect.
I think that I think that's what Brian just said about one by one is so crucial. Um, for writers out there, for hopeful writers out there who are just trying to get their stories out. I think if you're someone who has maybe, OCD or ADHD, you tend to hyper focus a lot, something I do. And I always want to kind of figure everything out first and then info dump. One thing that has helped me with the WonderBoy project is that I kept all of the additional information on a separate document.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the scripts that Brian and I needed immediately, we took it really like one step at a time. And because it was one step at a time, it kind of built up over the years or, over the months, and it kind of mushroomed. So yeah, take it. There's no harm in taking things, in small bites and
Yeah.
then, progressing as you go.
Amazing. Well, I don't have any more questions, but I do want to ask, I always ask the people I'm interviewing if there is anything we haven't touched upon that you want to explore further. Now is the time to tell me what that is, and we can
Oh,
jump into that.
I got something, but Brian, you go first.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, so on the Deathstroke episode, when Brian and I were discussing this, there's a scene where Bobby, he gets shot, and then
Yeah.
he does this with his arms.
Yes, I'm glad you brought
And
that up.
you wanna explain this?
We have paid such fine attention to detail
Small,
on this project. All
yeah.
the way down to there's an episode of Linda Carter's Wonder Woman called The Girl from Islandia, where she
Oh yeah.
meets a girl from another dimension. And Tina, which is her Earth name, she kind of shows her how to use her powers, because the girls like Tina from Islandia are gifted with special abilities. In one of those, Wonder Woman says, "Okay, Tina, so I'm going to teach you how to do something. You're going to hold your arms like this, and when you do this,